Young Pilgrims, man, it was just so stressful putting that song together. I mean, it was under duress. It was like the clock is running here, the studio's expensive, and I just had to get a song done, and it had to be good, you know? I really felt like this whole record it needed to be strong, and I was worried it wouldn't be, you know, as you always are. So in writing this song, it was an anxious activity doing it. And so it was like I said, like 2 nights basically spent in the van writing, and, you know, I'd write until I just was completely exhausted and then go inside. I remember on the second night when I came into the house, I was so sleep deprived and so just stressed out that I was hallucinating. I remember seeing like a hand come out of the corner of the room and stuff. It was just really weird, and, you know, just would crash and then have to wake up, you know, just a few hours later to go off and get back into the studio. And so I could hardly tell if it was good or not.
I fell into a winter slide and ended up the kind of kid who goes down chutes too narrow, just eking out my measly pie. But I learned fast how to keep my head up, 'cause I know there is this side of me that wants to grab the yoke from the pilot and just fly the whole mess into the sea.
The chorus where I say, grab the yoke from the pilot and drive the whole mess into the sea. Yeah. Yeah, I think, you know, like everybody, I think, you know, there are times where you're just kind of frustrated in life, or you're lonely, or just things don't seem to be going well, and you think, you know, is it all worth it? Like, what am I doing? You know, life can be pretty miserable at times. Yeah, and I think there's a side of me that sometimes just can feel like I'm just completely over it. Luckily, those moments have been fairly rare, but you know, I'm kind of referring to that. It's funny, I was on a flight, you know, in the mid 2000s, and a gentleman from behind a couple rows, he recognized me. And he wrote a note and had it passed to me, and it said, "I hope you're not planning on grabbing the yoke and driving the whole mess into the sea right now." And he was just, and said he really enjoyed my music. So yeah, that's a pretty good line though.
I watch the ice melt on the glass while the eloquent young pilgrims pass and leave behind the trail, imploring us all not to fail. Of course I was raised to gather courage from those lofty tales so tried and true. But if you're able, I'd suggest it, 'cause this modern thought can get the best of you.
It's one that we always play because it works and it's straightforward. The production is easy, you know, it's easy to pull off. It's something that I'll play it, you know, even if I do like a solo show or something. But that's, again, see, that's weird. I was in this stage, like lyrically, that song, it refers to the young pilgrims. So that's like, I'm thinking of whatever those Christian groups are that come to your house and leave, and they want to speak to you and leave flyers and all that stuff, you know. Again, I guess at this time, I was just sort of trying to figure out, what the fuck do I believe? Like, what am I supposed to believe? What's the proper thing to be, you know? Yeah, that chutes too narrow thing was like coming to an impasse, you know, when you're trying to understand somebody's point of view or their belief, and you're going through it, and you realize there's some logical breach, and it just doesn't work for you, I guess. Since I was a child, those things would happen to me often, you know, just like, because there's so much that's expected of you as a kid for you to just sort of buy into. And then, you know, if you think about it too much, you start to realize you guys are full of shit. Like, a lot of shit is going on here.